What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video on this lovely Saturday. Want to get into just how important this game is against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And honestly, I know it's only week 6, right? And there's a long way to, or week 7 rather, week 7. And there still is obviously 10 games after this upcoming one. But this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers really feels like the season is on the line, and it is absolutely a must-win for the Jets. So Jets Steelers, Monday Night Football. The Jets are 1-point favorites on the road in Pittsburgh, which I'm a little bit surprised about, by the way. If you want to get in on the action, BetUS is the official sponsor of the channel. Make sure to check out BetUS, use promo code YouTube150, receive a 150% match deposit bonus on your first deposit. You get a 125% deposit bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. It's going to be close. I do think it's going to be a close game despite, me being surprised that they are slight favorites. I think the Jets absolutely have a chance to win. It's just not going to be easy. There's no excuses though. It's a tough environment to play on the road in Pittsburgh. It's Sunday Night Football. It's on the road. Again, better head coach. Mike Tomlin gets so much out of that roster. They don't make mistakes. They find ways to win. The Jets find ways to lose. Feels like a loss would essentially end your season. 2-5 is really, really, really hard to come back from. And we actually have the numbers on what will happen if the Jets win or lose and how much the percent chance of making the playoff changes. So if the Jets lose this game, the chances of them making the playoff goes from 57%, which where it currently is, a little bit surprised that it's still 57%, but nonetheless, to if they lose, drops down to 44%. Big difference, under 50% chance, still alive, close to 50%, but not where you want to be. A win bumps them up to 68%. That is a 13% swing in either direction here. And from 44 to 68 is a big deal. Now, granted, you still have to take care of business in the other games. And, percent chance of making the playoffs in week 7 is probably not like what you want to hang your hat on. But again, a loss and dropping to 2-5 and dropping 4 straight games feels insurmountable. On top of that, that's yet another conference loss and yet another loss to a team that you are chasing. You lost to Denver. That is a team you are chasing currently. You lost to Buffalo. You're chasing them. And then you would also add in on top of that a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are 3 teams who are ahead of you in the AFC conference right now. And you have the head-to-head loss against each of them. And yeah, you play, the Buffalo Bills again. And I guess technically, division's still alive, but it's not going to be easy. So I have some data for you. Since the 17th game of the season was added in 2021, here's a look at how the playoffs have gone and like what kind of record you need to make it to this, at least the playoffs, which is the 7th seed. Last year, you needed 10 wins. All 3 of the 9 and 8 teams who were vying for that last wild card spot were on the outside looking in. That's not usually how this goes, but last year, that's how it was. You needed 10 wins to get in. 7th seed was 10-7, and all 3 9 and 8 teams were out. In 2022, a little bit different. 7th seed, 9-win team. One of the 2 9 and 8 teams were out. The team that was out was the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did not get into the playoffs. It was the Miami Dolphins instead who got in. In 2021, 7th seed, 9 wins. 3 9 and 8 teams were out. The Colts, Dolphins, and Chargers did not qualify at 9 and 8. So again, like looking at this specifically last year, none of the 9 and 8 teams made it. In 2022, you had one make it, but the other one was on the outside looking in. And then in 2021, the first year of this, 3 9 and 8 teams on the outside looking in. So really, yes, there's a chance you get in at 9 wins, which is at worst going 7-4 the rest of the way. But more than likely, you probably need to get to 10. I would feel significantly more comfortable at 10 wins with a chance to be a playoff team rather than that 9 and 8. And that means you have to go 8-3 the rest of the week, the season, starting now, including the Pittsburgh game. So again, it starts this week. You have to find a way to beat Pittsburgh. And I don't want to necessarily go ahead and say, all right, let's go the rest of the way. Win, loss, win, loss, and just go like that. But Again, looking at the remaining schedule, does it lighten up for the Jets a little bit? Yes, but you still have Houston. You have Buffalo again on the road this time, and you have Miami twice. And I get it. Miami hasn't looked good. They really haven't. They very much so are struggling offensively. But Tua is on his way back. He will play next week, not this week. And the Jets have struggled against the Miami Dolphins in recent years. I think for me, probably, if I'm being realistic here, Houston, Buffalo, and a split with Miami is, I think, the best case for the games that you lose, and you get to 10-7 that way, which even that, again, is going to be, this is no cakewalk. It's no walk in the park, and it's not a guarantee. So the Jets put themselves in this spot. It's their job to dig themselves out of this spot, and that starts right now. The Jets have to start digging themselves out, and it starts with Pittsburgh. If you drop to 2-5, good luck. That'll do it for me in this one. Thanks again, BetUS, for sponsoring. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.